In the wake of the Minnesota Vikings releasing star running back Dalvin Cook, everyone has an opinion on what the hell happened. And a lot of people aren't shocked that the Vikings wouldn't pay Dalvin $10.4 million this year, even though they already had the cap space budgeted. They could have easily just eaten that contract and four straight 1,000-yard seasons, 4 straight Pro Bowls, all that stuff. But we said this before. I think a lot of it's inverse thinking. So the NFL clearly doesn't value running backs, and they're looking to get younger and cheaper at every position, especially at the RB position. And you look at Tyler Algier and Isaiah Pacheco last year, and a number of running backs throughout the years. You can find late round guys, you can find undrafted guys, and come in and contribute immediately. Running back position is probably the easiest position to translate from college to the NFL, and you see a lot of guys hitting the ground running right away and running hard. Also, it is the position of attrition. Guys generally wear out towards their late 20s. Dalvin is 27, going on 28 this season. So, again, it's inverse because in fantasy football, you value running backs highly, especially ones that can get a lot of work. They're going to be drafted high unless you go zero running back strategy, which I don't know. I don't know, man. But again, it is inverse of how the league values the running backs. But everyone has an opinion, and Rich Eisen, NFL Network, as well as the Rich Eisen Show, big time respect. He's been a luminary and a pundit for many years. He was he like the first announcer hired when they started NFL Network from back in the day? And I gotta say, Rich Eisen, Stuart Scott, booyah! Rest in power, Stuart Scott. This was my childhood. Like, this was every single morning. And in the summer, I would literally watch SportsCenter on repeat. Like, it would be the same show from like 7 to noon, and I would watch it. I don't care, man. Anyways, but Rich Eisen had some takes on the Dalvin Cook situation. He tweeted this out. I honestly can't believe the running back position has reached the point where a 1K rusher 4 straight years with 52 touchdowns gets released at age 27. Ball out in your next spot, Dalvin Cook. And like we said, the big sticking point was the contract, and I'm sure the Vikings offered Dalvin a pay cut. I'm sure that they would like to have him back at a reduced rate. Dalvin wasn't about that. His camp reportedly looking for a significant contract in free agency. He may be waiting a while, but 10.4, it wasn't going to happen. And here's the thing too: if teams around the league, again, who Rich Eisen works for, 32 teams are his boss. So if NFL teams deemed that Dalvin Cook was worth 10.4, there would have been a queue around the block of teams ready and willing to trade for him, offering gold, frankincense, myrrh, first and second round picks, all that stuff. But no, it wasn't happening. And also, if he was worth that money, you would think that teams would be swooping in right away like vultures. As soon as he hit the market, teams will be offering him 10, 11, 12 million per year at age 28. And I understand, like, it's confounding because of his past, but it falls off fast when you're a running back, and Father Time is undefeated. And like, all right, so we've posited this before. Would Rich Eisen be willing to bet his life savings that Dalvin Cook rushes for 1,000 yards in 2023? I don't think many people would. I really don't. And again, this is not baseball. The NFL pays you for what you're going to do, not for what you've done in the past. And it just sort of is what it is, Spot. And you're looking at running back contracts. I mean, looking at the top paid guys, Dalvin is obviously not on this list anymore, but McCaffrey got traded from the Panthers. They got rid of that contract. Kamara has that contract issues with the Saints. Also could be suspended. Derrick Henry, there are some trade rumors during this offseason as he starts to age out. Chubb has been fine and earned every single penny in Cleveland. Mixon, the Bengals still might get rid of Joe Mixon. Aaron Jones took a pay cut. Pollard, Josh Jacobs, Saquon were eligible for extensions, except they got franchise tag. Jacobs and Barkley haven't signed theirs yet. So around the league, writ large, the running back position has been devalued, and this is not the age of OJ or Eric Dickerson or Emmitt Smith or Adrian Peterson anymore. No, the teams just aren't paying running backs because they're going to get running back by committee, and they're going to bring in a running back in the draft. Yes, sometimes they're still drafted high like Bijan and Jamar Gibbs, but are you willing to wager that Bijan is going to sign an extension with the Falcons, big money, or Gibbs is going to sign a big money extension with the Lions? No, running back. It's unfortunate because that's what the star players, when in youth football, high school football, that's what they play, running back, and they have the shortest shelf life of any position in the National Football League, and they don't get paid because they're easily replaceable by a younger, hungrier, cheaper option. That's what happens, man. And Dalvin, yeah, God bless him, still one of my favorite Vikings. But 4 straight 1,000-yard seasons. Are you willing to wager that he's going to bounce back from his career low 4.4 yards per carry? Are you willing to wager that he's going to be able to get that work and be a running back one? I think no matter where he lands, it's going to be a timeshare. Like, you can't say for certain that any spot out there that he's not going to be in a running back 1A, 1B situation. All right, so whether he goes to the Dolphins, whether he goes to the Broncos, who their interest is a little bit tepid at this point, or Rich Eisen's a Jets fan, and they have the cap space because they reworked Rodgers' deal. So would he be willing to pay Dalvin Cook $11 million to be the running back for the Jets and split time with Breece Hall? Would he want that? Probably not. Would be a timeshare with the Cowboys with Pollard, Connor with the Cardinals, obviously Chubb with the Browns, Commies, it might be a three-headed monster with Dalvin, Gibson, and Robinson, and then the Bills, he'll split time with his brothers. So I understand why people are upset about it, but the business is the business, and it's just the way that the league sees things. Like, if the Vikings thought that Dalvin's worth 10.4, they would have just eaten the contract, they would have played it out this year, and they would have been fine. And this is with Dalvin coming off a first season in his career where he's played all regular season games. So yes, the injury issue is still looming with Dalvin. Yes, age is an issue. Yes, decline in production is an issue too. And everyone points out to, Dalvin hit those big runs against the Bills and the Dolphins, as well as in the Colts game on that screen pass. Yes, he can still hit the home runs, but I'm worried about what used to be doubles and triples turning into singles. Like, looking back on some of Dalvin's runs last year, and not everything is all on the offensive line. I think that's just too simplistic and reductive, but runs that Dalvin used to run for 10, 12 yards were stopping short at 6 or 7, or 6 or 7 yard runs were turning into no gain or 1 or 2 yard runs. So I see that anyone can look good in a highlight reel, but as a guy, and I'm sure many of you have watched every single snap of Dalvin last year, just wasn't the same as 2-3 years ago, and that's what happens. So again, I fully understand where Rich Eisen is coming from, but that's not how the league sees it, and that's not reality at this point. There's no team champing at the bit to overpay running backs at this point, man. That's it. Anyways, your thoughts are thoughts. Rich Eisen, big mad about the Dalvin Cook Viking situation. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts and his thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo, as well as check out the store, purpleftw.net. Links down below. But until next time, Skol, production value.